Hey cruisers, Andrew from Ottawa, Canada here. I'm coming to you from Ruby Princess on day 3 of a 7-day cruise to Alaska. This is a very special cruise for me with several firsts. It's my first time sailing with my mom, and this is her first time sailing to Alaska. It'll be a first for both of us to experience Glacier Bay National Park later in the cruise, and before embarking 2 days ago, Mom also got to enjoy the beautiful city of Vancouver for the first time, as well as the stunning Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. Watch out for videos of all of these experiences over the next couple of weeks. This is my second time sailing to Alaska on Princess. If you've watched my previous videos, you might remember the first time on Majestic Princess did not go well. Embarkation in Vancouver was a disaster because the ship was 5 hours late. There were long waits to do anything on board and long lineups to get on and off the ship at every port. The ship also felt like a retirement home most of the time with zero nightlife. I'm happy to report that things are a lot better so far on Ruby. Embarkation in Vancouver was much smoother and there's been little to no wait in the main dining rooms. The ship's been full of life the last 2 nights with fun music trivia, a great piano entertainer, and a lively party band. We watched the first production show Stardust last night, and although I almost fell asleep, my mom really enjoyed it. Ruby Princess seems slightly nicer than Caribbean Princess, which is the only other Grand Class ship I've been on. The Piazza seems a bit grander with a massive stained glass chandelier. Although Ruby is more than 20 years old, it's been updated several times with a major update on a recent dry dock with new wall-mounted TVs and carpets in every cabin. Unfortunately, they've also removed the beloved Churchill cigar lounge and replaced it with an arcade. They also removed the sauna and steam rooms in the change rooms for the spa and gym. The 4-fee thermal suite seems new, but it unfortunately still doesn't have the hydrotherapy pool like on the newer Royal and Sun class ships. It was nice to see that they didn't remove the casino bar, which they've been removing from most of their other ships over the last few years to make room for more slot machines. After being in the crowded and smoky casino on Enchanted Princess a few months ago, it's a treat to be in Ruby's casino, which is very roomy, has a great selection of slot machines, and is only 50% smoking. One small thing that was disappointing was that the ship didn't seem prepared for the crowds at Sail Away. The bars were overwhelmed, and it was frustrating to get a drink anywhere on the ship, including the lower decks, where some bars were closed. Princess needs to up its bar game at peak times, with kiosks dedicated to easy-to-serve drinks like beer and wine. Until last night, we were in a balcony cabin that was a decent size and nicely appointed, but unfortunately was located right under a heavy traffic area on the Lido deck, and we could constantly hear screeching deck chairs. We were woken up at 5:30 yesterday morning when the screeching started. I know it's normal to expect a bit of noise when your cabin's below a public area, but I would say that Ruby has the least soundproofing I've heard on any cruise ship. I would definitely not recommend booking a cabin on Riviera deck. Luckily, Guest Relations was able to move us to a premium balcony room on a lower deck with a gigantic balcony that seems big enough for a helipad. Despite a few small hiccups, Mom and I are enjoying the cruise so far. Mom's been particularly impressed with the food and says it's way better than her last cruise on Royal Caribbean a few years ago. Even though this is my 3rd time in Alaska, I was still surprised at how quickly the weather changed. The temperature dropped 15 degrees in just a few hours. We went from a hot sunny sail away in Vancouver to cool and cloudy weather in just a few hours. It goes to show you how unpredictable the weather is in Alaska, even in the summer. On the bright side, we've already had multiple whale sightings. We're a few hours away from arriving in our first port of Juneau, where we'll check out Mendenhall Glacier Park, as well as the Gold Belt Tram. We're also excited to experience the White Pass Railway in Skagway, and of course, Glacier Bay National Park on Saturday. Watch out for videos of these experiences and more over the next week. In the meantime, if you have any questions about Ruby Princess, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer them in my full ship review. Thank you for watching, and happy cruising.